Welcome to My Vote. My name is Edmondson. Today I have Zack Space, who's running for state auditor. How you doing, my friend?
Good to see you.
Good. So you're running for state auditor, and so tell me why you want to be a state auditor.
So the auditor is uniquely positioned to begin to restore faith and confidence in government. People have lost faith in government in
Right.
this state, in this country, and I think the reason is because they've been left behind. The way politics and, by extension, government have worked in this state is if you have a lot of money, or if you're an incumbent politician,
Right.
the system works pretty good for you.
Yes.
Because we've allowed money to overrun our process. I feel it's dangerous when the people of a democracy lose confidence in their government. They don't vote because they think it doesn't matter.
Right.
And when they do vote, oftentimes they vote for authoritarian figures because they don't trust democracy. Because democracy is not working for them.
Right.
So the auditor is in a position to call out the influence of money, shine a light on it.
Right.
I intend to do that. The auditor is also uniquely positioned because the auditor sits on the redistricting commission,
Okay.
which means the auditor can be a big part of ending gerrymandering, which has carved this state up
Right. Yeah.
for partisan purposes without regard to what it's done to us. And it's divided us, it's disenfranchised millions of Ohio voters, and it's made government very dysfunctional. So I'm running for auditor so we can try to start fixing this broken process and begin the process of restoring faith and confidence in the system.
Good. Good. So tell me just a little bit about you and who you are and where you're from, because a lot of people that's probably watching this today probably never seen you before, probably never heard of you before, and I think it's important for people to kind of know just a little bit about you, so they can have an understanding of where you're coming from when you talk about your policies and the things that you want to do, so we can understand that as a community.
All right, so I'm from over in eastern Ohio.
Where's that?
Tuscarawas County, which is a small rural county.
Is that 70 East?
Yeah, if you go 70 east and then take 77 north, about a half hour once you hit Cambridge, it's Appalachian, Ohio.
Okay.
It's rural, small. Dover,
Yeah.
Ohio is
Dover,
where I'm from.
okay.
Public school grad. Kind of a small Appalachian poor town. I practiced law there for about 20 years before I went to Congress. I served much of Appalachian, Ohio in the United States Congress for a couple of terms. Was defeated in 2010, went back into the private sector where I'd always worked, and was there until this run. And I never thought I'd get back into politics, but I never thought I'd see what's happening in this country happen.
Right.
And I feel like we all should be doing our part to try to fix this broken process.
Right. So in our community, like I said, being a state auditor can really make a difference to African Americans that through the whole state of Ohio. And my question for you is, why should we vote for you?
Because I care about people who have been left behind. There are a lot of different people who have been left behind in this state. Generally, poor people have been left behind. Communities of color have been left behind. Rural communities have been left behind. And the reason for this is they don't contribute a lot of money to the political process.
Right.
You show me a policy, I'll show you how the money has influenced that policy in Columbus. So when I announced my campaign for auditor, it's been over a year now. I've been doing this for 13 months.
Wow.
But about a year ago, I formally announced, and I did it over in a small, tiny Appalachian town in eastern Ohio, Martins Ferry. I did it in Zanesville, another Appalachian town that's been hit by a lot of hard struggles. I did it right here in Columbus, in the east side of Columbus, at Martin Luther King Center.
Right.
Because this was by design. We have been approaching communities that are challenged, that are not getting the resources they need, not getting the respect they need from government, and trying to encourage everybody that, look, if you don't vote, you don't matter. Right. That's the bottom line.
Yes, it is.
And when we all vote, democracy works. When 40% of the people in the state who are qualified to vote don't even bother registering. And of those who are registered, we're lucky to get half on the turnout. Part of that's on the democracy, the way government works, because it is rigged. But part of it's on us. Right. We need to stand up, turn out, and make a difference.
Right. And that's I've never heard that out of all the people that I've interviewed and stuff, because that's an honest opinion that you recently gave that can make a big difference in this whole democracy, because people don't talk about the dollars that get things done in our communities. as far as elections and stuff like that. And I think that we as African Americans, there probably is a way that we can probably crowdfund and put money behind candidates that can help candidates to go to bat for us. And I just think that's so important because I've never heard that, and I'm like, man, that's something different because people have to get out and vote, and what makes people want to vote is very important because I think one of the things that I'm realizing as I do these interviews and I'm talking to community people is that whatever it is, they have to be affected by it, and it's so important that the people in our communities, what really matters to them, that's what they'll support, and we want them to get out this year to really vote. We got a big push with the Ohio Democratic Party minority outreach team that we're trying to get minorities out. But is there anything else you want to say to the people that's going to be watching this video?
So, elections have consequences. Who we decide to vote for, whether we decide to vote, matters. And if you value public education, access to quality health care, a process that works for everybody, regardless of zip code, regardless of the color of their skin, regardless of how much money they have in their bank account, then vote. The reason that this process can be driven by money, and it affects everything. Pay for play, nothing is sacred. Public education, the interests of the poor, our criminal justice system have all been impacted by financial contributions made to candidates. And when people don't vote, the money is what matters most. When everybody votes, we can mitigate against the interest of money. Someday, I hope that we live in a process, a political process. We don't need money to run. Money corrupts the process. But until then, we all have to vote. Our democracy doesn't work unless we vote. And again, you don't matter if you don't vote.
Hey,
yeah.
Zack, running for state auditor. I really appreciate you being here, man, talking to the people. My name is Edmondson. We earn my vote. We got to get out and vote. The election is a few months away. We have to get encouraged. We have to get excited. And we have to put who we want in the office. Thank you. We got more candidates coming up in the next few weeks. Peace.